Today in Can Haz Armory, how to cut a grip shorter if you need to for a small hand. This one you really have to be careful on, or else you run into problems with the kid and the grip in the hand. Not really working out well. So when cutting a grip down, and I get this a lot from like usually little kids, the grip's too big for them. And what you do is you have them hold the weapon with the glove on, makes a difference. And you're gonna make a mark. Typically, I'll make the mark here at the finger because the thumb's farther back. You make the mark farther back to the thumb, it'll be too short because then you're gonna cramp this finger up. So you have them hold the grip, note where the index finger is hitting the guard, and make the mark on the cut mark on the grip there. Cutting is not a big deal. So we use a hacksaw. I've used a Dremel before, but it's kind of hard to do with the Dremel because it doesn't really take too long to cut. I have that rotary tool I use. Cuts them real nice and fine and dandy. I'll show you in a second. One thing you must always do is cut the notch for the wire, because if it's too short, you have a totally flat cut, you're gonna cut the wire when you put the grip down. You gotta cut that notch. It's there for a reason. Something else to be aware of on at least one grip I deal with, it's the PBT K2, I believe it is, grip. I have to look it up again. And that one, if I have to cut it shorter for like a wider Y10, sometimes it jams up because the channel inside from the nose to maybe I'm guessing about it, maybe halfway to where the shelf, the nut shelf is square, so the tang goes down. Then it rounds up, and of course the square tang won't fit through the round hole. So you have to drill it out, grind it down. It's always a pain in the tush. It's one of the reasons I hate the grip. No other grip does it to me, by the way. Even if it's Sconti size 0, if I cut it shorter, I've never had that issue. Only had it on this one PBT grip. So PBT, if you see this, please fix that. Make the recess for the square a little deeper, so if I have to cut it short, I don't jam up on it. Here comes the grip cut.
Okay, so I had to drop the audio out of this one so I can do a voiceover. There's too much noise outside. So I am putting my glove on. I had actually marked the underside where my index finger was. I forgot to film that part. Sorry about that. There's now a mark on the top of the grip. Same place when we cut it at. Oh, I'm sorry, here I'm doing it right now. I didn't miss it. So I'm going to mark the grip where my front of my index finger is. Checking that. So that's where it is. You see the index finger is farther back. So there's the mark. This is not a very long grip cut because I'm an adult. So I'm just putting the glove aside. Going to put the pardon me, the grip back in the vise, get my goggles on so I can not have parts flying in my face. I'm going to mark the top where the actual mark was, so I'm not cutting from the bottom. Oh, I'm cutting from the bottom. Okay, never mind. So here goes the Ryobi. I cut pretty much through it right away. And there it goes, a little slight sawing motion as it cuts. I'm just checking to make sure that it's cutting straight because I do a hacksaw, it cuts at an angle. So every so often make sure it's cutting a straight line. That's cut most of the way through. Put my glove on because the aluminum is hot. It does heat pretty quickly. But now I need to get rid of the burrs. So I have you can see a file down there on the table behind the pen. And I'm going to just file off the edges so it's kind of smooth. This is some flash that came up after the cut. And I don't want to be cut by it or cut the pad. Check, make sure it's smooth. Wasn't quite smooth yet. more there. And there we go. That's much better. So now I'm going to grab my tool to cut the notch with, and what it is, it's a rat tail file that I have jammed into a French pommel, so I have some grip on it. Right there. It's a great tool over the years. So kind of slow the beginning here to make sure that it's in the right position. That's because the grip is still hot sitting in the sun. So now it's a little slow. Now it's in my spot. Now I just ramp up the filing. Pull out, make sure it's centered, not already off to the side. And then it's also cutting as deep as it needs to cut, so make sure they don't break the wires. And this is a little flash now from inside. And that is it. And you can see the notch I cut, which I said is a necessity, so it's ready to go. And to see it on with cut completely with my hand, you can see how where the index finger is, if I cut it at the back of where the thumb is, it would be a little jammed up. So that's how you cut the grip. As always, happy armoring.